Okay, at this time, we will call to order the board meeting for August 24th, 2022. At this time, I'll accept a motion to nominate a temporary chairman to chair the meeting in the absence of President LaRue.
I nominate Sandy Crowley.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Okay. Trustee Cavey?
Aye.
Trustee Burbatt?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Killelea?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Clerk Moscow. At this time, could you please do a roll call?
Yes. Trustee Burbatt?
Here.
Trustee Cavey?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Hilly?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Killelea?
Here.
Mayor LaRue is absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, if everyone will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for our veterans.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any village commissions or committees that would like to be acknowledged at this time? Any public comment? Fred?
Just out of curiosity, we had a lot of rain the last week or so. I was just wondering how effective the control was that we performed with the creek.
With Natalie Creek, Superintendent Sperry?
It worked fairly well in most spots. There was one area that was overwhelmed with water. So I had them here back out on last Thursday. And they examined the areas that were of concern, and they're going to come up with a report and maybe some possible solutions to maybe improve that.
And you put my canoe back, right? Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? At this time, I'll close the floor to public comment. Tonight's consent agenda, we have a few items. I'd be looking for a motion for tonight's consent to approve the approval of firefighter paramedic Christopher Bailey to attend the advanced fighter technician class through the Romeo Fire Department at a cost not to exceed $550. The approval to purchase 4 new squad cars from Curry Motors for a cost not to exceed $186,103.76. The approval to pay SSMMA invoice for GSI Consortium membership dues in the amount of $8,400. Approval to execute the Lauterbach and Amons fiscal year 2021 audit engagement letter. The approval of the July 22nd Administrative Department monthly report. The approval of the July 22nd Building Department monthly report. The approval of the July 22nd Fire Department report. The approval of the July 2022 Police Department report. Approval of the July 22nd Public Works Department monthly report. The approval of the July 2022 Treasurer's report. The approval of the May 18th, 2022 committee meeting minutes. The approval of the May 25th board meeting minutes. The approval of the June 1st, 2022 committee meeting minutes. The approval of the June 8th, 2022 board meeting minutes. The approval of the June 15th, 2022 committee meeting minutes. The approval of the June 22nd, 2022 board meeting minutes. The approval of the July 6th, 2022 committee meeting minutes. The approval of the July 13th board meeting minutes, and the approval of the July 22nd, 2022 committee meeting minutes. That was a lot of words. And the approval of the list and the approval of the list of bills. Does anybody wish to make a motion to take anything off of the consent agenda? Somebody make a motion to approve the consent agenda? I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Now on to trustee business. Trustee Johnson?
Thank you. This week, I had brought back for discussion and approval the employee manual section 2.11 through 2.20, and also discussion and approval of employee manual section 3. As we discussed last week, I appreciated everybody's input as to things I needed to change. I prepared the document, and then I was given more feedback earlier this week, so I felt it was appropriate not to ask for a vote. I'd like to table these 2 sections until next week to incorporate other changes that I've received, and then once again, put it on my agenda for discussion and approval.
I'll second the motion.
Attorney, do we need a motion to table this since it was on the agenda for discussion and approval?
We need a motion to temporarily postpone.
Okay.
I make the motion to temporarily postpone.
I'll second.
I'll
Oh, sorry.
I'll second.
Oh, any discussion? Roll call, please.
It's not next week, it's 2 weeks, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be
it's
2
2
weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
next
good
week
catch.
is 5th Wednesday.
Roll call, please.
Okay. Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. So the last thing is, I just want to let everybody know that we're moving along with our Oktoberfest, which is Saturday, September 17th. We've gotten some great responses from our village community in terms of vendors and bars and restaurants that will serve. We're working very well with the police department and Public Works. I really appreciate you responding to my emails and my million of questions, because I'm still figuring it out. And to those in the community that have sent me emails, I hopefully have answered their questions correctly. So we will have more of an update next week. We're scheduled to meet next Monday, so I should have more information to report, in 2 weeks. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Burbett?
Just one item tonight. Just want to let the board know that the fire department had to issue a purchase order on an emergency basis with CDW for $900.59 for a mount for the laptop for the dock for the new ambulance.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Trustee Hilly?
I have nothing tonight, ma'am.
Thank you. Trustee Caveney?
Only for executive session, ma'am.
Thank you.
But you
Do you reserve the right?
But I reserve the right.
Okay.
Always.
Trustee Killily?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Under my business, the only update I have and the only thing I have on my agenda is we have placed the discussion of the noise ordinance. We've put it on there so everybody could start looking at it. I will be discussing it next week if everybody could just take a look at it and get me your input. So for next week, I could have it updated and then hopefully get it passed at the following board meeting. That's all.
Can you give us an example of what 65 decibels sounds like?
I'll have it for next week.
You can't just do it now.
Oh, I could. I definitely could, trustee. And that's all I have this evening. Department heads, Chief Hotwagner.
I have nothing tonight, ma'am.
Deputy Chief Tavermina, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me. Just wanted to say the Cop on Top event went really well. The ladies and gentlemen of the police department, along with the generosity of the community, raised over $2,000 for Special Olympics.
Very nice.
Awesome.
That's all.
And also, they're selling the
Raffle tickets.
shirts
The
and
t-shirts.
hats, too.
Yes.
Everyone can come into the police department and pick them up?
Correct. Yes, for hats and shirts, come in anytime.
Perfect. Deputy Clerk Kolacki? Superintendent Sperry?
Nothing tonight, ma'am.
Engineer Huss?
I have no report this evening.
Ms. Harris?
I have nothing.
Treasurer Britton?
I have nothing.
Legal business, village attorney?
Nothing today.
President LaRue has one item on his agenda. He would like me to read a proclamation for Constitution Week, September 16th through September 22nd of 2022. Whereas it is the privilege and duty of American people to commemorate September 16th, 2022 as the 234th anniversary of drafting the Constitution of the United States of America with appropriate ceremonies and activities. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 16th through September 22nd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in the village president of the Village of Midlothian, I do hereby proclaim the week of September 16th through September 22nd as Constitution Week, and ask all citizens to study the Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American citizen with all the rights, responsibilities which that privilege involves. That will be entered by our village clerk and signed by President LaRue. Clerk Mosco?
I have nothing tonight, ma'am.
Then I would be looking for a motion to go into closed session to discuss the collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 12-2C2 requested by Attorney Valadez.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. There will be no business after closed session. We will go into closed session now. Thank you, everybody.